gotta stay.
That's the remix.
Yeah.
That's the remix. That remix was hard as hell. Who's all on this one?
Trick Daddy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's on there. Slim Thug, I think.
Oh yeah, I'll listen to it today. Oh yeah, what up though? Scalpers.
Yeah. What up? What's happening? Hump Day. Another wonderful day in the neighborhood in hot ass Texas.
Yep.
Not quite as. Today actually was a cooler day. It was only,
It had that rain earlier.
It was only like 95. But other than that, another great day in the neighborhood.
We over here trying to stay fly.
That's it. That's pretty much it. Another great day in the sports world. We're taking a peek at right now. We got some Major League Baseball going on with the Cubs and the Phillies, prime time on ESPN. Pretty much coming down the stretch as far as what teams are going to be in the race for the playoffs.
The Yankees out there kicking the entire American League ass. In Detroit, we are damn near dead last.
Dead ass last.
Yeah, we worse than the Orioles, and they are like super bad, which means we are worse than horrible.
It's pretty fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, you know.
But it's okay. Yeah, I got the chance to go to that game last weekend when they came to town.
Oh, yeah. I went to the one the next day, and it was not pretty.
Nah.
Well, it was straight. We were winning up until about the 7th, and then dude hit a bases clearing triple. It was like, oh, okay. Time to go.
To the night that I went, me and my man Vince, and then I saw they went in the extra innings, but we had left by that point. They went in the extra innings, and it pretty much ended with a walk-off homer, and then that was it. So, you know, at the end of the day, still was good to check out the Ranger Stadium for probably my last time.
Last time, you ain't gonna get back out there before the end of the year.
Nah, that's it. So, but the rest of it was pretty, still just always a good experience to actually literally go to a ball game. But yeah, other than that, some hot some hot news and WNBA.
Right.
Then they had a brawl. Then you got
no, they had a brawl.
Well, they had a brawl.
A bunch of people got suspended.
Ooh,
but Brittany Griner, she got 3 games. But
give it up for the ladies.
They was out there like, hey, look, dog, you ain't gonna just run up on my people. We ain't gonna do nothing.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
But even then, even in the aftermath, they was like, that's just emotion. You gotta kind of still represent the game a lot better.
Almost definitely.
Diana Taurasi came off the bench like,
ooh,
let's where the smoke.
Oh, OG.
Yeah, exactly. She for real OG.
The OG of them all. So that's an important thing going on. Other than that, you also have I see somebody got cut from the patch. Oh, okay, never mind. It wasn't nothing too major. You got oh wow. A chef files a lawsuit against Antonio Brown. Get the fuck out of here.
Your man stay in all the news.
Bruh, listen here. And I tried to tell people. We'll get into that in a minute. So you got some football news. Rock Nation is partnering up with the NFL also on some initiatives that are very, very important, very critical. USA Basketball is kind of rounding out their FIBA team right now.
You see they lost in the scrimmage today?
No, I ain't peeped that.
They lost in the scrimmage to a U.S. select team that consists of a bunch of, let's see, who would you know off this list? Okay. Justin Anderson, he been in the league.
Sounds familiar.
He played at Virginia.
That's what I thought. Okay.
He was here for a little while.
Yeah, Scotty Hobson played at Tennessee. Daquan Jeffries played at Tulsa. Chianu Onuaku, he played at Louisville. Travis Trice from State.
Oh wow!
And Travis Ware. Yeah.
So what is Trice? Is Trice in the G League then? I'm guessing.
Yeah, he played for the Austin Spurs.
Oh well, he must have got pulled. He probably got some plug through Forbes then.
Oh yeah, possibly.
Yeah, and Pop. That would make a lot of sense.
But yeah, Austin Spurs. That's they affiliate.
Most definitely. Yeah.
So yeah, they brought in. They got beat in the scrimmage by the select team.
Well, it's not any cause of concern because at that point you're like, all right, well let's see what we got to work with. Which I mean, at the end of the day, you had guys. You got what? De'Aaron Fox. What's some other names that I saw out there?
Kemba.
Yeah, Kemba. Just guys
Tatum,
that
Jaylen Brown.
probably ain't never played with each other before. Besides, okay, we got Tatum and Brown, but as a brand new unit for a lot of these guys, I mean, I ain't really expecting a whole lot. I'll expect more as they practice with Pop, and then I think Kerr is an assistant. So as they play with these guys more, I'll expect more out of them then.
They should have just went ahead and signed the Olympic Hall of Famer. Got my boy Melo in there, then 8 minutes straight.
He'd have put up 30 a night, you know.
Exactly. Melo that came out there, got them boys in line.
Man, listen, and it's funny to still see a lot of this being what it is. I think he'll end up getting a spot somewhere before the season starts. But, I mean, at the end of the day, he had a great interview with Stephen A. that just kind of allowed him to speak his piece. He made a lot of sense out of everything. He most definitely is better than majority of the guys in the NBA from a skill set perspective.
Oh, yeah, definitely a good portion, you know. But a lot of that just come down to, are you going to play your role?
Yeah, and he spoke to that aspect of it. Not only, you know, being willing to play that, you know, bench player role as a scorer ultimately, or even doing other things he do well. I mean, he still gets rebounds well. He posts up well. He can shoot the hell out the ball. He's not like a turnover king. He's just one of them guys that would be accustomed to getting a lot of shots.
Well, with Melo is a dude of feel of the game. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you know, you got to get him in, get him something early, get him some touches.
Absolutely.
So that he can get heated up and get into a groove to where when he was in OKC, there was more of, hey, you know, we need you to be a spot up shooter. Mm-hmm. Melo ain't never been a spot up shooter. Melo got to take a couple dribbles and, you know, get a little bit closer to the basket. That kind of thing.
His rhythm is creating his own shot.
Yeah, it's creating his own shot. He's not I'm just going to go to the corner, spot up, wait for the ball to come, and as soon as it comes, I'm about to. No, that ain't who he is. He ain't never been that. He's not a 3-point shooter.
No.
And you can't make somebody a 3-point shooter.
And he can even if he does that, it still has to come off a swing where he might have spotted up for that moment, but the ball has swung around to him at that point. That's just not what he ain't camping out in our 3-point line.
Right.
They wanted him to do that a lot in Houston, and that just wasn't going to be his flow. So even when he got released from there, I understood it, but it was still like mad early on why they did it to at least give it a go as far as I don't know. I can't speak to too much of that, but what I can speak to, he's still a guy that want to get out there and ball, and he can go out there and, you know, I see him still signing with the Lakers. Hell, it might be a bench spot with the Clippers. Because, I mean, you got a guy like Lou that's going over there. He ain't no basketball dummy. So, no. And neither is Doc. So Tyronn Lue just signed on. I think he might have just signed on with them today as an assistant.
Go ahead and find a way for him to become like bench points for the Warriors.
Man, that's about 14 easy.
Let Melo come off the bench for like the Warriors and come in and give you 14, 15. You know,
that's a hard ass team.
Off that second unit to where, especially once Clay come back, because then you can have D'Angelo and Melo out there maybe running that second unit.
But that's a tough ass team to play.
You know, that way you don't feel like you get a scoring drop off. Now what you gonna lose? You're gonna lose some defense because Melo ain't gonna move his feet. But
no.
You know, just ideas.
And but like I said, the real basketball minds from a coach perspective recognize all that. So it's just they know what they have. Not that I put it like this: long as teams know what he's willing to give them from a 6-man perspective, he don't need to drop no lower than that.
6-man. I would just
Well, he's gonna start a lot of nights too, though. Depending on what's going on.
6 to 8 man that can come in, be your body, give you some offense. Also, somebody you know that if you kind of need a bucket, he is an option that can get you. He can give you a bucket.
He'll give you a few with no problem.
You know, it ain't a nightly thing. It ain't a Melo closing out the game down the stretch. Right. You don't need that. I got Steph and Klay Thompson for that.
Well, not just that part.
You know, that's in the Warriors. You know,
Yeah, and that's just them. But it would still fit in LA. That would fit with the Clippers. I dare to say that would fit with the Celtics. I don't know what they got roster space wise. I don't know if anybody if it moves down.
Them do I don't see.
Well, nothing shakes up. That's the thing. Nothing shakes up.
No, I don't see. Boston, because for Boston, the ball gotta have too much motion with it, and it's gotta move a lot. And Carmelo,
he don't move a lot without the ball.
Yeah, Carmelo will get caught up in an ISO situation. I could see. Shit, I could have saw him with Detroit on the second unit. We just signed Michael Beasley, whatever. Maybe in Miami.
True.
Somebody like that. Like I said, it should be interesting.
But I'll say ultimately we've probably named all the teams aside. And you never know. It could be a surprise out there because you still got to think about guys. I mean, teams like Philly. You got to think about teams like the Bucks. And it's still other teams out there that would be more than willing to say, hey, give me a veteran scorer that just want to come and do that. And I ain't got to worry about him being unprofessional. I ain't got to worry about nothing but him, doing what he going to do every night. And like you said, it ain't got to be every night. If he play 50 games, you got enough. You know what I'm saying? He going to have a break just being an elder statesman per se.
He didn't play pretty much none last year.
So you ain't got to worry. You get 50, 60 tops out of him at about 14 a night, boy. You got your veterans minimum out of him easily. So, that'd be interesting to see what's going on with that. But yeah, besides the FIBA team getting rounded out right now, the NBA is pretty quiet. It ain't a whole lot going on from an NCAA basketball perspective just yet either. But everybody getting on campus.
You had the NCAA reversing. They
amended. Yeah, they amended the quote unquote Rich Paul
rule.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. We don't need a college. You're like, exactly.
No shit.
Like everything else, being certified, 3 years being an agent. Yeah, all of those make sense because it makes sense for you to have agent experience. It make all of those things. Yeah, to say, you don't have a degree.
That's just asinine.
That's one of them unnecessary barriers that didn't need to be there because isn't just because you got a degree ain't necessary that's gonna make you a better agent. Because for the simple fact that more than likely, what if you became an agent and nothing you went to school for was it ain't like you went to I majored to become an agent. It was you might have took some business classes.
Or sports management.
Yeah, you might have done that.
Every
degree.
program doesn't have sports management.
Right. So, what happened if I was in school, did one thing, and then midway through I was like, you know what?
That's what I want to do.
But I'm too far into this degree to change my whole degree. So let me go ahead and finish the general studies.
Absolutely.
And then, get the degree, and, so I could say I got the paper and that I pretty much to say I started something, I finished something.
So, and with that being what it is, that just really takes all the puff out of it now. It's all fair game at this point. Also, in the tragedy sense, the Steelers lost their receivers coach.
Right. I saw that.
Yeah, and that was a blow to them because, I mean, hell, you could just think of so many. Oh, the Wizards, side note. No, we'll get to that in a second. Yeah. That's pretty interesting. But, yeah, you just think about so many really good receivers that came out of Pittsburgh and, tight ends too that have played there and who he's had a hand on from Antonio Brown and you got Heath Miller. Juju and just some of these other young guys, man, that you see kind of coming up through their ranks. Eli Rogers, young guys like that he's had his hand on for a brief moment. Washington, I can't remember his first name, but at the end of the day, he's just
James Washington, yeah. He out of Oklahoma State. They're expecting him to be the Juju from last year.
Yeah, he get open. You know what I'm saying? But he just wasn't going to get a lot of looks. Considering how the layout was.
You had two targets. You had Juju. You had Antonio. And then you had your tight ends.
It was ultimately the best 1-2 tandem receiver wise in the whole league last year. So yeah, he's going to get plenty of looks this year. But yeah, losing that coach, that's a blow to a lot of the guys, and
who's been on there, who been under him.
Absolutely. Because one thing they never could say about that team is that they ain't had no damn receivers for shit.
Yeah, they keep
for how long? So that's been the mainstay up in Pittsburgh. But yeah, that loss is definitely a blow, and I'm sure they'll find somebody, reputable to replace him. But that's kind of hard. I got to replace right there. And speaking of the NFL and just still as adjacent, it's a lot of Antonio Brown news going on still. If it ain't his feet, it's his helmet. Now it's his chef is suing him for $40,000 in a civil suit. I don't know how this guy's keeping his name.
Hey, man.
Like this craziest shit ever. But he's doing it.
They say no such thing as bad publicity.
I guess so. And I almost would beg different when it comes to the NFL. But, I mean, hey, they already signed him, so. Because this fool, he was threatening to retire if he couldn't play in his old helmet, which in some aspects, like, I understand you want the familiarity with a certain type of helmet. You also have to understand, like, you can't. And I guess his previous helmet was kind of like grandfathered in because he already had it.
Okay, so what happened was last year they put in a rule for the new standards for the new helmets.
Right.
If you had a helmet that was being banned, last year was your grace period year. So Tom Brady did it, and Rodgers went through that. AB went through it. It's a list of players who went through it last year. This year, they understood, okay, I have to move to this new helmet. AB, the reason his helmet is being outlawed is because his helmet is 10 years old. You probably shouldn't play with a helmet that's 10 years old.
That's very factual.
It may be comfortable.
Coming from a former high school football player.
I'm just saying, I think anybody who's played football, I don't think you want to play in a helmet that's taking 10 years of hits.
That too.
Even if you don't get hit a lot, the motion of putting it on, taking it off, it's getting impact to it at some point. After 10 years, I don't think the durability of that helmet or the safety of that helmet is as good as it can be. Now, his loophole, he's trying to find a newer helmet of that same model that's probably like 5, 6, 7 years old, because then it will fall inside the 10-year thing.
Yeah.
To be able to be like, okay, hey, this helmet ain't 10 years old. And like I say, yes, helmets, I understand that part because I know the type of helmet he got. It's like an air helmet.
Mm-hmm.
And those were comfortable back in the day. But yeah, I've seen a lot of the newer helmets, and it's like, you know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it more safe. They're trying to
absolutely.
NFL, what they're trying to do is cover their ass. Is as far as, hey man, we told you don't go out there with these unsafe helmets just in case your brain gets scrambled. We've already.
Shut up.
The hell was that?
I have no idea.
Okay. In case your brain gets scrambled, we don't want to get sued again.
Unnecessarily.
So it's like, we trying to cover ourselves. And, of course, because they've already paid out assload of money in regards to old CTE settlements and things of that to old retired players. So it's interesting. Like I say, I didn't think he was going to sit out. He ain't going to give up that much money.
And nobody believed him in the first place. Like, first of all, shut up. Anybody listening to your ass, you update this helmet and keep playing.
Does a lot of talking.
Oh, that's all. He do a whole lot of it apparently. I think I get more kicks out of, and I don't do any commenting. I'm very proud of myself, but I get more of a kick out of people who, that's right, AB. You let them know you don't need this game. Like, man, listen. You took first of all, you be a fool to think that man don't want to play no damn football. Okay,
you ain't just signed a multi-million-dollar contract for nothing.
For nothing. Okay,
for them to be like, because trust me, he got a certain amount that's guaranteed. Shit, Calvin Johnson pissed that the Lions took back $1 million when he retired.
So
you think you think AB ain't gonna be mad that when the Raiders come asking him for this certain amount of money? Yeah, okay.
Be that fool if you want to.
Right.
You thinking he playing with keeping his pride intact. It ain't about all that. That man got a job. He got a lucrative career. And he's going to continue to, flourish and doing what he do as long as his QB can match up with his style of receiving. But the rest of that would be all fluff. He'd be all fluff. A lot of that trash he talked leaving out of Pittsburgh, he doing the same. It carried over. At the end of the day.
He gonna be who he is.
So, good luck to any Raiders fans out there who didn't think this would go. This came with the territory. This is, and honestly, these moments of AB, as for me, as tough as it is to see, I dare to say that Pittsburgh saw it coming, and for them, it's like, listen, I'm not gonna keep dealing with this. It's no telling how much it is. They probably kept under wraps anyway, and they said that. They said that there was, more or less the writing was on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
So why keep dealing with it? It all makes sense. But Pittsburgh, the crazy ones. Nah, if a whole organization is saying one thing, despite the whole, even with the Le'Veon piece and this and that, even he had some little.
Well, you got to remember, fans see things strictly as, hey, if he can produce, you should be willing to put up with him because he puts up numbers on the field. And to an extent, yeah, that's true.
Right.
How long do you put up with it?
Absolutely. And to the effect of, do we have enough confidence to recruit just like we recruited his ass?
Yeah, I can.
Hey,
eventually AB gonna slow down. So do I want to be locked into a player who, while good, we have a tumultuous relationship? Do I want to be locked into that?
The answer to that question is no. It's like you said, yeah, he producing. Absolutely. And we got a young dog that, from an explosion impact, he his own man in his own right.
Yeah.
All we got to do is get him that ball.
He came in and did his thing.
So
he got the opportunity, ran with it. And then,
Connor and Juju is what I'm saying.
Juju, and AB was hating on Juju because Juju won team MVP last year. AB was salty.
And ain't no telling what kind of trash he talked about that they didn't expose to the public.
Well, he talked trash to Juju on Twitter about that.
Yeah, that's true.
No,
that was true. And Juju just was taking shots like, yo, dog, I'm just here, man. But when it's all said and done, I would love to say, I wish AB will. AB gonna be all right. AB rich. AB one of the best athletes in all the football and all the sports. He gonna be fine. He gonna be in a new stadium next year. He gonna get more spotlight on him like he won't. Let's just see how it plays out for the Raiders organization overall because it's still no telling. But everything he want, he is getting, and whether it be from a trash talk aspect or he ain't pay his damn chef. Everything he want, he getting. Mm-hmm. And I ain't got nothing to say. I just want to see the football season play out. Speaking of football and watching it all play out as we've, kind of have done or more or less have people have their own social protest about, Rock Nation, which is headed and owned by Sean Carter, Jay-Z, has partnered up with the NFL to produce their halftime show, at least the next coming one, along with partnering with social justice issues, which I think people are skipping that aspect of it, and they're just looking at him partnering to produce the halftime show.
Yeah, it's like a piece of it.
So, and it's merely just a piece, but it's like a sensible piece first and foremost, considering the nature of his business. But
the big thing is that when it got released, it wasn't like a bunch of notes or a bunch of detail around it. So when something like that comes, some news like this comes, and it's coming off the back of Hove was a supporter of Colin. He still is.
Oh yeah,
I don't want to say was. He still is. Coming off of that, last year, no, I'm not doing the Super Bowl show because, y'all on some BS.
Mm-hmm.
People expected that's just going to be the continuous after NFL. Well,
mm-hmm.
I mean, in the end, Jay-Z's still a business dude. And if you're trying to use this platform to possibly move the discussion forward.
Oh, yeah. Hands down.
You see,
you got to hit it head on.
Yeah, you can't just saying we're not talking to them, we're not doing anything. We're gonna do it for ourselves. I get it. I get that mentality because that's the guerrilla mentality. That's the down in the trenches mentality.
Absolutely.
And he's like, okay, we've done that part. For 3 years we've done that part. Now, when do you take the next steps to try to move the discussion and move it in a new direction?
It always has to be a next step.
Yeah.
It always has to be a next step on both ends of it because just like you've got the you've got several different initiatives that they support very heavily, whether it be breast cancer awareness, domestic abuse awareness. They have a special month where they, have a lot of their, fatigue accented jackets and jerseys and blah, blah, blah.
That one is...
It's pushed already. It's financially pushed already.
Yeah, and the fact that the military pay for that, but I just
say it still falls. It still kind of falls in line with y'all support other aspects of things extremely heavily, but in this one, if y'all take a full on, at the end of the day, it was always gonna be that dark cloud that was gonna hover over the NFL if y'all didn't really do it. Now, honestly, the NFL has began, and certain teams had already began
putting
specific
money
initiatives. They were putting money towards it, but nobody knew it. So they really needed somebody else to elevate
knew,
this.
but people looked at it as like, that's the NFL doing this to try to make up, save face, that type of situation. On this other end, like NFL is going so far this direction. Now they're wanting to bring it back. We want to start these coalitions and these different committees and stuff to work, to discuss and work on these issues and, have dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
And, after when you see kind of how they operate, you can understand why people are like, man, they ain't really in this for real. They trying to throw some money at it to kind of make them look good
course.
in the public eye.
Appease the
so
public.
you understand why people are looking at it funny. But if, like I said, I see both sides of it. So one side, I'm like, if you can get their money and you can take their money to help push initiatives that are going to help people who need it,
I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, like I say, it's like blood money. It's like, what did you do to get this money? And I see that narrative. I understand why people have that narrative. So I'm interested just to see more information come out in the future. Just so I can make, you can just have more information to make a better decision or make a better judgment on it, what you're seeing.
Well, that's the absolute aspect. Nobody can make a full on judgment about any of it because we don't have enough details. We don't know what the game plan is per se. So, where again, I could go through, take a look at different threads here and there, people speaking on it, and it's that whole, Hove only out for himself, or
saying a lot of that,
Uncle Tom, or he a sellout, or
saw that,
and it's in my and ultimately, it's really the reality is, you only saw Rock Nation NFL. That's all people saw. They never saw, and a lot of it was because the headline I saw with Mass Appeal specifically on Instagram, and it was only dedicated to Rock Nation NFL halftime show being produced. Nothing that says social justice initiative, which is honestly the most important aspect of all of that. And if anybody could recognize, Ho's track record, whether it be, I think even, of course, Khalif Browder, whether it be his affiliation with Meek, whether it be, you can go down a list.
Yeah, he got a list of something. It's a lot of stuff that he got.
Ferguson.
That he got his name behind that don't always get publicized, but
him and his wife, they like to keep it that way.
Right.
But when it comes down to it, ultimately, you gotta also look at a person's track record. Does he have a track record of pulling some old Uncle Tom type stuff? No, he does not. You cannot count the dismantling of Rockefeller Records. None of that should count. And I know I'd bet $100 that you will see that in the thread somewhere.
I've read interviews though that the sale of Rockefeller was
already in place.
That was already going to happen. Like I've heard interviews with Biggs saying that. It was like Rockefeller was already going to be sold.
Him and Dame already said it.
They were like, it was already going to be sold. Hove ended up being the vice president of Def Jam. Is what made everything look way more cloudy and stuff, or made people look at it like, wait a minute, what the hell? But
it was happening regardless.
Yeah, the sale of Rockefeller, they said they was like, our whole goal was to get it up to a certain amount, then sell it off.
Yeah, that's business.
Yeah.
So, but when all that's said and done, because it has the social justice in it, and then everybody, I can understand people like, Cap ain't got no job, so I don't want to support it. I understand that ideal, but we don't even know how much he was involved. I would dare to bet money he was involved, but we don't know how much he was involved or an influence, at least to Rock Nation side, to say, okay, if you're gonna do this, or since y'all getting close to this, let's hash out some bullet points to make sure we are whatever the case may be. He'd been involved in that from the jump.
I mean, especially after Cap, with his lawsuit and everything, after that went, and did what it did. Yeah, it's like it's the next step.
It was most definitely the next step. I can't sit here and say that he hasn't gotten any looks. I don't know. I don't know if he's talked to any teams. He doesn't really speak a whole lot.
Right.
And that's probably for the best. But when it's all said and done, and they're talking about it right now.
Yeah.
So when it's all said and done, you just want to see what occurs. And them doing this partnership, in my opinion, is an ultimate, hey, to hell with all y'all more or less Trump supporting, want to call us sons of bitches, yada, yada, yada. We have to do what's right for our players and for, for in the love of for the sake of activism overall.
Like I said, the NFL got so much money that shit, they gonna do both. Because you already got owners who still gonna donate. Shit, Stephen Ross just was like, yeah, I don't. He's like, yeah, I don't agree with a lot of Trump's stances, but I'm conservative, so, and I'm a Republican, so that's who I'm. That's you got that. That's gonna happen regardless. So
Kenny Stills had a little bit to say about that.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was interesting.
Yeah, so that, like I said, that part ain't gonna change. I mean, it's the NFL can get with this initiative and start putting money towards them, but shit, they're still gonna back in. They're gonna protect their interests.
And something interesting in baseball, Scherzer look like he coming back pretty soon. They said this weekend.
Yeah, he been out for a minute.
Yeah, he was out for. I noticed that injury he had. It took him out for a little bit. But yeah, all of the above. It's all very important. It's very important for the country, and especially for a sport that like you said, everybody knows how many black males and employees. So for it to have a direct, and it's already directly tied to black social activism in itself, and that's just it. And anybody who doesn't think it does, you're a liar. You can't sit here and say black folks aren't just making these stories up. These aren't just sketch comedy skits on people's phones. So the rest of it, hey, I just want to, I won't quote unquote applaud the action.
No, I just want to see. I want to see what it does.
I want to see the plan in place, and then let's give it a couple. Even with this, you gotta give it a couple years to really, get moving.
Yeah, to see. Okay, we took this step. What do these steps lead to? What kind of what did the money go to? What did programs did they go to? That kind of thing.
Most definitely, and it's all possible. So. It's going to be interesting to see. But I will say, if nothing else, the halftime show will be better. Them shit's been, rather hit or miss.
I mean, the halftime show is going to be what it is, man, because you got too many crowds that you're trying to please. And you got...
They try to hit as many as they can.
You got a small portion that can overlap, but if you sway too far hip-hop, then we may be on it, but you got a whole side of fans that will be like, man, we don't know none of this shit.
And vice versa.
If you go rock, but if you go that side, there are going to be more fans just because it's just more on that side who will know the shit. So that's why you're always going to have a little bit of a mix. And
definitely
that's why the halftime shows always have. It's headlined by this person, but we also got this person and this person because you're trying to draw in as many people and kind of cover all of your bases.
100%. So I ain't never had a problem with it one way or another from that perspective. But I see anything nowadays, anything Rock Nation got their hands on, pretty much turns into go.
Halftime, I'm trying to get me another slice of pizza and some wings anyway. I don't even be giving a damn about the halftime
anyway.
Show, so I'm about to use the bathroom. I'm about to go
that's why I know for a fact that aspect of it is so minute compared to the real game plan.
Yeah.
So, all that being what it is, it's still going to be all good and it's going to be interesting to see. And, shoot, man, everybody in camp. I mean, everybody in preseason,
it's week
man.
2 now. We're going into week 2 tomorrow. You got 1, 2, 3. You got 5 preseason games tomorrow. Since it's game 2, you may see some of the, like week 1, you didn't see hardly any of the starters.
Nah,
like
it was all everybody trying to make the team.
Some teams had their starters out for like one drive or something like that.
Right.
You may see more teams have their starters out unless they like nursing injury. So like you're not gonna see Andrew Luck ain't playing none in the preseason.
Yeah,
Julio Jones ain't playing. Like certain players, they like, look, we don't need to play you in the preseason.
Saquon.
Yeah, like we don't need to play you because we know what you're gonna do. You're fine. But like I say, so Thursday, like it's not like we care. It's just Eagles and Jags, Jets and Falcons. One of those, I think the Jets and Falcons game will actually be on TV or something. So I might check out the first 8 minutes. At this point, preseason football is just something to turn on and watch. I'm not watching it because, oh man, it's football. It's about to be amazing. Nah, it's just it's something on TV, and we talk sports, so it's something to talk about.
It's always cool if you can catch maybe a kid from your alma mater, like
preseason games give you an opportunity to look at other things, so like that, like oh, they got to do from Western. Okay, let me check him out. Let's see what he do.
Absolutely.
Or some dude you may know, or just off your favorite team, and he ain't a big time superstar, but he out there on special teams trying to make a name for himself. You want to see that kind of things, or like the dude we talked about. Well, I don't know if we talked about it, but I think he's for Cleveland.
Yeah, it's out from Cleveland.
Yeah. He's sleeping outside trying to catch a shot. Yep. That kind of stuff. That's what preseason is for. To see that.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's an absolute fact. Yeah, that's a hell of a story by itself, and then that's gonna be one of those stories that lasts throughout the season, especially every little thing that he does. On a positive note on the field is go catch some notoriety, so that's gonna be good.
You know what else happens in preseason? It's the overreaction. Is, oh my God, our team is horrible.
Oh God!
And like, dude, you do know a bunch of players who ain't got a shot to make this team are the ones who are playing most of the game.
You're only there for the pure entertainment of seeing people in pads again.
That's the game that I took my son to a football game to say I've taken my son to a football game.
You definitely don't know.
Because I got these tickets on the low.
On the $10 zone.
Hey.
And we sat close.
Yeah, but you can say you took your kid to a football game. There it is.
And that's what counts. And speaking of, okay, so now we talking.
What's up?
Dak want real money. Zeke want real money.
Dak want more money than Carson Wentz. That's all that is. You got to say 40. So the reports coming out now are and Carson Wentz part is big because Philly did their deal early, being scared that Dak would get so much money. And then if they did their deal after Dallas, that Dallas would set the market so damn high that they have to jump it and pay Carson Wentz so much money. So that's why Philly did their deal when they did, because they're like, we can lock him in right now, and he'll, he got a great deal, but it's not. They don't feel like we just totally broke the bank and handcuffed us forever. Well, now from what I've been reading, like, Dallas offered him $30 a year. They never said kind of what the guaranteed parameters were, because that's really what the big part is always with negotiations. Because I can tell you, I'm giving you 5 years, $130 million. You might see 75 of this, which ain't bad.
Yeah. Oh, ain't no question.
I ain't mad if I'm seeing 75 of it.
Ain't no doubt.
But that's what it is. But pretty much, I told you in the chat, I was like, they offered 30. They talking about he want 40. Now that's not him. The 40 thing. It ain't on record. It's not like legit guaranteed that's what he said he wants. But pretty much, if Carson Wentz getting 33, Dak want 34, because 34 would make him the highest paid quarterback. But he would be the highest paid quarterback for about 7 minutes when the next quarterback gets the new deal next year, which I think is probably going to be Pat Mahomes, because they already talking like Pat.
It better
Mahomes, this is his third year, so they probably will. If he ball this year, I'm guaranteed they're gonna redo his deal next year to lock him in, because they are talking like he's probably gonna get $200 million. Right. So no, it makes sense, But every player wants to be like, I'm the highest paid person at my position. It don't matter how long you're the highest paid person.
Exactly.
You just for a segment of time, when you Google who is the highest paid at this position.
For them
That your name was
60
there.
days.
Yeah, your name was there. Because remember years ago when Stafford got his deal, and it was like,
boy, the whole damn internet flipped
it was
over,
like
didn't it?
$27 million. And, oh my God, they just gave Stafford $27 million. Man, Stafford deal is like number 10 now.
Exactly.
Like Kirk Cousins getting $30 million guaranteed
Nobody's
a year.
even talking about it because it was going to be relative to the market,
it's to what it was
collective
at that point,
bargaining agreement.
And I mean, that's just what it is with quarterbacks.
Especially for quarterbacks, first of all.
But and people get that, no, man, what you should do is tank and draft a starting quarterback, and then you got a quarterback on the cheap. Okay, so what happens if the quarterback shows a little bit of talent and that you need to keep him? You're going to end up when that next contract comes up, you ain't paying him $12 million. No, the next contract comes up if he's anywhere of a decent starter money in the NFL is $25 million.
And listen, and we're not even just gonna get on the fact of how hard it is to find a good quarterback. That shit is difficult.
It ain't 32 good starting quarterbacks in the league.
It's not. You know how hard it is to find a good starter.
Yeah, if you have a good starter, it's
hold on to that motherfucker. It's not.
Fam, I remember years ago, I used to and I didn't argue on Twitter, but I used to see these comments of dude I used to follow. He used to be like, man, Tony Romo ain't nothing but a glorified backup quarterback. And I would be like,
that's a starter.
I'm like, what? And I was tripping. I'm like, I know it's cool to kill Tony Romo and stuff like that. But I'm like, at this point, I'm like, dude, Tony Romo throwing for 4,000 yards and 25 to 30 touchdowns. What am I missing? What part of that said backup? I was like, okay.
No part.
I used to be like, all right, man. All right,
that
fam.
just goes to show when people don't appreciate what they have, and they just think there's another hot one coming down the pipeline. It's not, dog. It's not.
I'm like, all right, fam. Like
because guess what? The fact that you want to win 10 games means you're not even going to sniff that QB that you think is the hottest, the next hottest one.
Like I say, Dallas got lucky that you drafted Zeke in the first round, and then Dak was able to come in. Because it ain't like Dak lit up the damn league when he came in. Dak came through, and I know we really can't say these things because, our ties. But it ain't like he came in.
But respectfully, he got a feel for the game.
Dak is a damn good starter. And
ain't no doubt about that. At all.
Like I say, the 30, he going to get that regardless. But what I'm saying is Dallas got lucky that they drafted a late round quarterback, just like Seattle got lucky when they drafted Russell Wilson. It's the exact same thing. They got lucky. We drafted this dude late in the rounds. Oh, shit, we got him. He balling for us. We only got to pay him $2 million.
For now.
We can put all this other money to everywhere on the team.
Right.
But eventually, him balling at that $2 million, it's a great deal. Eventually, you're going to have to pay him.
But
and you ain't paying him. Oh, we taking you from 2 to 8. Nah, player.
No.
I'm a quarterback.
Listen here.
You taking me from 2 to 30, 2 to 28, 2 to 29.
Anyway.
Right.
It was going to be that regardless. So the rest of it, everything is all taken care of for him.
He going to get 34 to 35.
Right. The rest of it is pretty taken care of.
I don't know how the Zeke situation, money-wise, I don't know how that's
Well, it's always trickier for running backs nowadays.
Yeah, because
Zeke guaranteed money
Zeke
and all
wants
that.
The Todd Gurley deal. But the problem with that is teams saw Todd Gurley get the money, and now Todd Gurley got bad knees. And they're like,
so big up to Todd Gurley agent. But at the end of the day, I don't knock Zeke for any of this. You got to make sure you get secure because of the fact your knees and hips are going to go out at some point, or your feet. So the rest of it is, I need security financially for me. You want to secure a top running back, and I already been here, so it ain't what you thinking?
No, I'm sitting, I'm listening.
So it's going to come to a head regardless. Because if somebody else, if they don't pay him here, he's going to get a check somewhere else.
Well, no, because he free agent. So that means he got to find a way to get out of Dallas for them to get some money from somebody else. But no, another team will pay him, but he got to get, for that to happen, he got to get out of Dallas. And he still got years on the contract. So
either way, I ain't mad at him.
Get your money.
Yeah.
You got to get your money as a running back.
Especially as a running back. So the rest of it is just going to be shit. Then they got to pay Amari at some point.
Yeah, they got offers out to all three of them right now.
They take care of business then.
They got.
They take
I
care of
mean,
business.
they negotiating. I mean,
I just thought it all looked bad when they put out the team value. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that don't
It don't
matter,
mean
though.
a whole lot because you still got the cap.
The fucking Knicks worth billions of dollars. They
Well,
ass.
the shit just don't look.
Yeah, you look like you're trying to be cheap, and it's like, no, I'm not being cheap because I don't want to pay somebody. I'm being cheap because I got to figure out.
It's the rules of the fucking league.
It's like, dude, I pay these 3 dudes. Next year, I still got 4 other major defensive players that I gotta pay now, and it's like, where are we getting this money from? Because now, the money that you were saving, not having to pay this position,
right?
The savings ain't there no more. You already got big money invested in your offensive line, which is why you have the best offensive line in the league. So now you gotta, you kept your quarterback upright, and what they saw, we need to invest in our line because Tony Romo got fucking killed out here behind our line. So let's draft a great line. Oh, wow, we got first-round picks. Now we got to pay them because they've developed. Okay, now we got a quarterback.
You just can't, yeah.
That's
what it is.
That's
like why general managers have jobs.
Yeah, I mean, the cap is going to go up, but you still got to have money to go around.
So is everybody's salary. So,
This should be interesting.
And I don't ever in life ever like to talk about quarterbacks unless somebody like to talk about the line. Your quarterback, man, my quarterback ain't shit. How many times your quarterback been sacked? Because
your quarterback can't throw the ball if he on his back.
It's just impossible. But at the same time, you got a quarterback with a line. He can play till he's 50. Mm-hmm. So I mean, you picking poison on that one, but you best believe that. Talking about because it goes back to that whole when you hear that conversations and contracts, you got people that'll throw out there, and only because he's a quarterback. People will throw out there, well, Brady took a pay cut. Dog, relax.
Fam, stop counting somebody else's money.
First of all, don't do that. Second of all, he knew other people needed to get paid in order to win. Namely.
Yeah, but this is my thing. His financial situation ain't mine.
And it ain't mine either.
It ain't mine. Like, Brady could take pay cuts because Brady been in the league 20 years. Brady got endorsements.
By the time he took
Brady
got
a rich wife.
Been there like 10 years.
Yeah, Brady got a rich wife.
And he made that money up somewhere else. Both of them did. Some way, somehow. None of that mattered.
And a lot of that.
I ain't taking a pay cut if I'm Dak or Zeke.
Not off my first contract. Hell no. The first, after your rookie deal, hell no.
Not a shot.
They've been talking about that in the NBA too, talking about some and I think it's Colin and not Colin, Skip and Shannon. They're like, he always be talking about LeBron, like he would see LeBron so much different if LeBron took the pay cut to bring so that he can have other players. I'm like, nah, fam, I'm the best player in the league. And for so many years I was not the highest paid player.
We're not doing this now.
And in certain sports, you need your best player to be the highest paid player. It sets the market for everybody else to get their money and everything.
Well,
because what happens is if LeBron's worth 35. LeBron's worth, whatever number you could throw out, he worth it. But if he get out there and he start taking those short, hey, yeah, I'm worth $38 million. I'll just take 25.
No, dog.
It's you messing the market up for other players coming behind you. Everybody's like, yeah, look at what Dirk did. Look at what Tim Duncan did. Yeah, those players were also declining by the time that they started taking discounted deals. They weren't still top 5, top 7 players. They were declining big time by the time they started taking those minuscule deals. And some of it, like Dirk the last few years, they're like, yeah, well, Dirk took less money to stay. He just took money to stay around. Because Dirk had a whole lot of DNPs, coach's decision or not dressing. And
you can't count them no more.
Yeah. Like Tim Duncan wasn't the dominant Tim Duncan his last couple years.
Tim Duncan put him like 14.
He was
15.
He was the voice of the team, and he held the team together as the heart and the leader of that team. Right. But who took over? Kawhi. That's how Kawhi became who he is.
That was right at the point that happened.
Yeah. He passed Tim Duncan passed the mantle to Kawhi Leonard, and he started becoming, I'm the man on the floor. Tim Duncan is the man in the locker room.
I'm excited to see the Clippers play, and never thought I'd say that since the days of D Miles and Q Richardson and all them guys. I'm excited to see them boys play. It's experience, it's youth, it's coaching, it's virtually everything you want to see out. It's defense. It's everything you want to see out of a team. When I tell you if the Clippers win a championship, you can't. They buying a stadium. They win a championship.
They already buying a stadium. They already Ballmer's already building a stadium in Inglewood.
Well, then there it is then.
Because he like that's
probably the first thing he wanted to do anyway.
Yeah,
he got
like,
the money.
well, he's like, I got to get in here, get our team going. He thinking about because remember they changed to the L.A. Clippers. Where it's like the Los Angeles Lakers. We the L.A. Clippers. We are totally different than them dudes over there.
Yep.
But of course they want a stadium because now you don't want to just be considered you're always going to be second hand to the Lakers, especially in their stadium.
Yep.
Hey, yeah, that's great. Yeah, y'all, this Laker town. No, you want your own venue, your own environment. And I get it. And he got the money to do. And he building it out of his money. No taxpayer money, none of that. And
that was the beauty of his ownership.
I've seen the renderings of the stadium that the arena he's gonna build. And at this point, he just looking at his stadium like, all right, let this Warrior Stadium get built. Let me see what they got. All right,
no question.
Let me do this because I'm about to tap that shit. Because they already said the Warriors' new stadium about to be nuts in San Fran.
Boy, it's a direct plug in the Silicon Valley. So yes,
yeah, they gonna have all.
Let's go into some music real quick, man. We gonna get out of here at the 9:30 spot.
I'm about to say, I don't even want to talk about who's, man. Because next week or whenever our next shows is, because we got some college football previews.
We
got some schedule changes coming up soon and everything. But yeah, college football starts. College football starts next week. Next Saturday is Miami and Florida. First game of the year in Orlando. So next Saturday, I'm gonna be at my homeboy wedding. But before the wedding, I'm gonna be sitting there watching game day and getting hyped for college football. Luckily, he didn't do this on the first weekend of Michigan playing. I've had a friend get married the first weekend Michigan played. It did not end well. It ended with
neither did the marriage.
No, not that one.
Oh, not that one.
Nah. What's wrong with you, man?
Oh, I thought you were talking about mine.
Nah. Nah, man. No, this ended with Michigan losing to Appalachian State.
Oh, 2008. 7. Shit.
7. We were in line.
Boy, you sure know how to reopen wounds for yourself, don't you?
Man.
I'm sorry, man.
Dog, it's August. Every August, I come around and be like, man, beginning of the season. Like, damn.
We having nightmares and shit. Oh, man.
Bad time. But no, college football, new hope, hey, man, you know how I feel about college football, dog. So.
Shit, you amazing blues out today.
Exactly. I got it on today. It's next week. We got the next. Michigan starts off with Middle Tennessee, and we go from there.
All right, so in the hip-hop world, man, you got a couple things out here. Well, most importantly, Rick Ross dropped Port of Miami 2. It was vintage Ross. Production was tight, in my opinion. And I hate that this happens, but it's like, man, I wish he'd have picked Nas beats. Because if you think of Nas' voice on fucking
Port of Miami beats,
man, because he's been on a song with him before, and that shit just flows like effortless.
Okay, so I got this hot take, and I'm gonna get killed. I already know,
geez,
but we've had this conversation in my own personal groups and stuff. So what the hell is that on the screen that just happened?
I don't know, man. They doing their own player intros for the girls.
She was doing some dance, and I was just like, what the hell was that?
It's
but
kids, man.
That don't mean nothing.
It's kids.
No rhythm is no rhythm.
It's true.
Ross. It's a cool album. I don't know how much I'm gonna go back to it.
Well, it's vintage Ross.
Every Ross album sounds the same at this point.
Yeah,
because Ross has one cadence, one rap flow.
Never changed.
Ross sounds.
The production is
Port of Miami 2
the same.
Sounds like Teflon Don. Sounds like Port of Miami. Sounds like Maybach Music.
All that.
Ross sounds exactly the same on every album. So it's like at some point I'm like,
I don't.
You got some.
Which
songs.
Ain't a bad thing. That's the beauty of it.
Ross knows his lane, and Ross has mastered it, and he is great at it.
And that motherfucker
it just makes for
slapping.
It just makes for like it gets repetitive, so I don't want to hear it.
And the rest of it, I mean, I love the fact that he is that consistent. You know what you go get out of him. He continues to evolve as a businessman and a person. And I usually like to get into that stuff before I listen to the album. That's just me.
Man, look, dog. All your extracurriculars, dope. Love it. I'm salute. Man, what your album sound like? Because all your good shit you do ain't gonna make me, if your album trash, it's not gonna make me feel like your album is good because you're a good person and you do all these other great things and you're so smart.
It can do that for me.
No, fam.
It might do that for me.
If your album ass, dog, it's ass. Not that Ross album is ass or nothing. But I'm saying for anybody, I can't go into that with that kind of, with that kind of information because it's gonna be like, well, man, he out there doing it though. Yeah, dog, but this album ain't it.
Yeah, but Wingstop is fire.
Wingstop is fire. You're right.
And I had some Checkers fries fresh off the plane last weekend in Detroit. Fresh off that boy.
That's what I got to do when I get
soon
home.
As you get off that goddamn, soon as you get your you know the route, goddamn.
Oh yeah, it's a Checkers right there by the airport.
That boy right there, right there. All rental car road.
Yup.
Make a left. Fucking Checkers.
Checkers right there.
Well, I took a picture of that motherfucker. I meant to post it on social media.
Get some Checkers in a Buford. Sam,
yes.
Don't act like you ain't used to eat big Bufords.
Dog, I worked at Rally's one day in high school, but the claustrophobia just killed me, and I was like, I can't work in this hut.
Rally's Checkers is smaller than a Church's Chicken, and Church's Chicken might be the smallest restaurant ever.
That shit. Rally's and Checkers giving it a run, dog, and that's the same fucking place.
Yeah, no, it's 100. Remember when Rally's first opened at the crib and they had like the double drive-through, and he was like, "Oh, these dudes like by the time
doing it.
Like by the time you got to the window, your food was ready and everything.
Like I'm the passenger and I ain't got to yell over."
Right? You be like, "Okay," and then slowly but surely, that wait time,
long in a bitch. Yeah. But when it's all said and done, best fries in the game is Checkers. You can't give me a better fry. Checkers, them bitches
fast food fries.
They
got the best fast food fries.
They got the best fast food fries out here. I challenge the motherfuckers to name me a better fry.
I can't do it.
I go there and get them shits Dolo with a small cherry cola, and I get on I-94 to wherever the fuck I'm going after that. I'm smooth. But back to this Ross album, just as a glance. The Rich Nigga Lifestyle track is dope with Nipsey. I gotta throw that one out there first. The Bogus Charms one is funny. I like it. I like the name, but that one's dope with Meek. The Swiss Beats one, Big Time, is cold. Even got one with Dej Loaf. That one's pretty good. I like that one.
Like, no, it's a solid album. I just know that I'm not gonna listen to it again.
Shit.
I just know that. Well, I'm like that with most Ross albums, though. Like,
I get it.
Like, you know how I am. Like, I got certain artists where I can acknowledge that your album is good. I just don't ever want to listen to it again. Yeah.
Now the next question is, because you still got a lot of stuff that dropped. You got this whole collab, Hot Girl Summer collab with Meg Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj.
Trash.
Blueface got a track, Dirt Rag.
Most horrible rapper ever.
Yeah, not
dude
really.
Cannot rap on beat.
Dude is
not a fan.
He worse than Silk the Shocker rapping on beat. And Silk the Shocker might be the worst rapping on beat, non-rapping on beat rapper ever.
I forgot about that guy.
I know Silk the Shocker did it on purpose though.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he did it on purpose.
I was listening to No Limit on my way to the show today. So yes, I know this. But no, Blueface is worse than Silk the Shocker. Blueface is worse than Mr. Servon. Nah, for all my old No Limit heads, y'all know Mr. Servon was like the worst rapper ever.
Mr. Servon was pretty bad.
But he always spelled his name in the song. He was gonna spell his name out. He was horrible. Blueface is worse than this dude.
So
he'll rap off beat when there's no beat. That's what's fucked up about that guy. I can't handle it, man.
Coming from a Southern rap enthusiast.
He hear the beat in his head. He hears the offbeat beat in his head. Like, there it is. I catch it. I'm catching it on the 2 and 4.
So what's dropping? You know what's dropping soon?
Outside of Rhapsody in a couple weeks.
We threw that out there earlier.
Freddie Gibbs and Madlib put out a track.
They put out another track.
Swim, yeah.
So okay.
With Oh No too.
I heard that earlier. I'm glad you said that. Adult Swim is doing a tour or something like that, a concert or something.
A festival maybe. I can't remember.
Which makes so much sense because a lot of my favorite, or in my mind at the time, it would say like 2006, 7, maybe even a little earlier. That's when I discovered MF Doom.
Oh man, he's one of my favorites.
That was my that was my reintroduction.
Was that that the Danger Doom album?
It was ultimately like Danger
Adult
Doom. Cause you still had cause I know they did the one album and I bought it too. I think I still have it. It was like the Space Ghost Coast to Coast, with the interludes and all that.
Space Ghost,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how you know I'm not lying about this.
It had like the Aqua Teen characters reading Doom.
Aqua Teen, Hunger Force. Yeah. So they would always be in the midst of the commercial breaks, and then but no, that album, no, take that back. That album had the Aqua Teen, Hunger Force interludes.
Yeah,
that's what that was. But Space Ghost Coast to Coast was.
I think there was a song on there with Space Ghost in it.
Probably so.
I haven't listened to that album in ages.
Probably so.
They do a lot of it. It all falls. Like
I mean, but it's Mad Lib was right in the midst of all that.
Yeah.
So
him Flying Lotus was one of the dudes that was doing all that.
There you go. So all of that.
This new one is with Oh No, and he's one of my favorites, man.
He's
a big time underground dude, and Madlib and Oh No are supposed to do an album at some point this year.
Shut the fuck up.
What's the name? Last week I got it. I downloaded it. I ain't had a chance to listen to it.
What was that?
Murs and Ninth put out an album.
Yeah. That was last week. Shit. Where's BG? BG's doing something responsible right now.
No. Black Milk put out an album called Dive.
I gotta get on.
Like I said, last week with my mom being here, I didn't listen to it.
I think that's his second one this year. Black Milk.
Is it? It might be.
It might have been real late last year.
We saw Black Milk
a couple years ago.
A few years ago. It was like about 20 of us, and that shit.
It was literally about 20 to 30 of us.
Dallas. It was down in Deep Ellum. It was hit or miss. And it was before Deep Ellum really pop. Yeah. Like now, it was kind of
That was a dope week, though. What?
Dog, this is the week we binged out NCAA tournament. Week 1. I'm talking like
hell yeah,
9:30 games.
Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
We had 3 TVs, a laptop.
3? Oh yeah, okay. You keep going. Yeah.
We had like 3 TVs set up and a laptop. We had food. So Thursday we went to Tuesday was the Black Milk concert. We went to that night. Thursday the tournament games started. Then we went to the Royce concert.
Oh damn.
Nope.
No,
Thursday,
it was the Prime concert.
We went to the Prime concert.
And we watched the games, then we went to the Prime concert.
The Black Milk was one of the game nights. The Black Milk was the Thursday night games.
Was it? I thought that was like on a Tuesday.
The Black Milk was the Thursday night games because
I know it was that same week.
Still games going on. We was in that small that bar venue.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was
right because we also
those was a Tuesday. Those were the play-in games. That's what it was.
All right,
it was the play-in games. And then Thursday night,
I just remember seeing games on the TV.
Yeah, Thursday night we went to the Roy show, and then Friday we sat there and watched basketball again all day. Even the night game. Then we went out to the club that night. Then by Saturday, we was all like, we was like, I don't want to watch basketball no more.
By Sunday, I was watching golf. Like, fuck all
like, I don't even want to watch no more.
Watching golf and taking a nap.
Man, what? And I was watching on the laptop. I was in the bed, done. Fuck all that shit.
That was a long weekend.
A hell of a long fucking weekend. But I never forget it. I'm going to do it again at some point. But, geez Louise.
On Friday, Currency come out with a new joint, which means that's gonna be dope. Your favorite, Chief Keef, got one. Figured I could throw a shot out there. The dudes from Quality Control, so that's like the Migos crew and all of them. They got a compilation coming out, which I mean I won't hear that. Snoop got an album coming out.
Snoop was
I Want to Thank Me.
Okay, better fucking yeah.
The only song I've heard is the one with Swiss Beats.
Well, Snoop was on a car test with Elliott Wilson. I saw a glimpse of that. I saw a clip of that through. He was like in a Bentley coupe, all black with yellow rims.
Okay.
On some Stiller shit.
If you say so.
Right. Yeah.
I want to see. So next week, not next week, the 23rd, TM104.
Oh.
Jeezy last album wasn't hitting.
Jeezy's last couple hours.
Like I say, once you roll into the lane of you trying to be a responsible adult and you want to make change, dog, you can't be the snowman no more. So I can't expect to get thug motivation from you.
You know when I really realized like all that shit was in his past, and when he was getting interviewed and he was ordering sushi, and I was like, you know what? This is really not as believable anymore. I like sushi too, but I also have been living in suburbs.
Snowman ain't not. Snowman just don't hit. It just don't hit the same no more.
It don't. It really don't, and that's okay.
You know, Snowman started getting out there rocking skinny jeans and
listen here,
and brunch boots.
Listen here. I'm gonna need you to start discussing the real problems of your life now, because that's what matters to me.
Yeah,
that's it.
I mean, I'm gonna check it out though, because it's Jeezy. But yeah, this last time, I remember this last time, I was like,
I'm gonna need you to show me how to get this shit off my credit report. If you want to make me listen, Jeezy, Snowman my ass, you need to be TransUnion man.
And then at the end of the month, on the 30th, Common got a new joint, and then Joel Ortiz got a new album. So of course, I'm gonna be all over that.
And lastly, the last thing I want to talk about, I'm glad you said Joel Ortiz, because it's Joel Ortiz adjacent. They got this this double-headed interview between him and Nicki Minaj, and that listen, I only could listen to the Nicki Minaj clips from her podcast, so I was able to listen to the Joe Budden podcast version. It doesn't matter. She's just as fucking erratic and bipolar on either one.
He did Queen Radio He did Queen Radio Monday. Right. Then she did his pod. Yes, technically today. I ain't listening.
She's the victim. She's been bullied, and there are all these things that are just come against her in her rap career. And at the end of the day, you're a goddamn delusional liar.
I heard you've
been elevated to the top of the rap game for years now.
I heard she said it's so much harder when you don't have radio behind you or everything. And I'm like, wow, really? Most of the people I listen to don't have radio behind them.
Who does? I mean,
right.
Only the biggest of the big.
Yeah, who can pay?
It ain't even just that, but it's just a lot of these kind of like Monique-esque delusional ass rhetoric, as if you haven't had one of the most successful rap careers that we've witnessed in the history of rap, let alone as a woman artist. That part don't even come into the equation. We just know you are a household name. You were part of one of the best rap families in the history of hip hop, and not even from your coast. You went to a southern label from the East Coast. And we don't care about you more or less like kind of like promoting your sexuality. Now, you're a woman. You got control over that 100 times over, because you don't have no track record of having a bunch of guys run through you. So none of that should be all talk. Same thing with like a Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown, whoever that have gone in that direction with their rhymes, Cardi, whatever. It don't matter. But the real deal of it is, you mean to tell me that your success just ultimately didn't come from hard work, great connections, a great label, and you can't even ultimately be thankful for that? Like, you think that shit is all about you being a fucking victim? That shit is disgusting.
See, the thing is, what it is that in music, everybody got their run, man. It's all about runs. Everybody ain't blessed to be Hov. And even Hov, when Hov put out an album, people stop. But it ain't like Hov run the music industry and run the streets when his album dropped. I mean, 444 came out, it did its thing, and people was like, oh yeah, we love grown Hov. Ask people how many people still listen to the album. Not many. You go back and listen to old Hov.
I bought the CD and I don't listen to that. But I still know what he did.
Yeah, I like the album, but you just go back and listen to old Hov, because this them jams slap a little bit harder. But the thing with music is, at some point, your run ends. The run is just the run.
Well, from the run aspect.
Yeah, you can
then you branch off.
You can still be relevant and still put out dope music and still do this. You may not be the megastar and the name off the tip of everybody's tongue as soon as you say, female artist, the first person. No, you may not be that, because it's just fans get, hip hop trends younger anyway.
Right.
So
right.
You gotta, unless you're gonna make music to try to keep up with that demographic, nah, you're not gonna stay hot. You gonna put your music out, and then, but the true test of a good artist is when they make consistent music, and your true hardcore core fans, they support you all the way through.
Well, it's everything you said conjoined with the fact of, listen, at some point you got to venture off to do other things you're good at and make that relevant to what you do. How do you conjoin that with your hip hop career and make something else out of it? I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's E40 with liquor and alcohol. I don't care if it's 50 Cent in acting. I don't care if it's Hove and just business in a nutshell.
Shit, T-Pain fell off a long time ago. He's been all over TV the last few years.
Oh yeah.
Well,
and T-Pain don't get the credit he deserves.
Man, listen, it ain't a club that rocks since about 2000. Fuck,
1? Probably 5.
A little earlier than 5. Slightly.
No,
a little
we was in
earlier
college.
than 5.
No, we was later in college, so I'd say 4 or 5.
So let's go. Okay, yeah, let's go 4. From all his discography or his discography hits, that shit, put them motherfuckers on back to back to back at a bar right now, and they go all go.
T-Pain got some bangers.
So there should be no one. It at the end, whether it be him, Pharrell, it's just different ones. Usher. People don't want to hear about you being no victim. You too talented to be the victim, and you ain't even grooming nobody. Are you grooming the next female artist or artist period? Because Wayne ain't had no run per se.
Yeah.
No, Wayne run ended. Wayne had a crazy run.
And then who did he groom?
Yeah.
Drake and fucking Nicki.
The dude who fucking run is ridiculous.
And the dude who run is ridiculous. He eating off of that. So what's going to be his job? Yeah. I got to groom the next run.
Yeah. Only problem is the people Drake be trying to groom, he just end up taking they hits and stuff and making it his own.
That could be a problem.
Like they come out with a banger, he be like, "Oh, that shit slap. We gonna put that on my album."
But at the end of the day, that's still the idea.
But you gonna get a look for it,
Hell yeah! You gonna make money from it.
Written by Phil Newkirk. This ain't going on your album though, player. This for me. But your album gonna come out because now you was on my album, so that's gonna make your album. People gonna want to hear it even more.
No, they don't. Not so much. You gonna have to do a full hour-long Breakfast Club interview before anybody say, "Oh, that was you."
That was me. Yeah,
Is that what happened with the Tory Lanez thing? Not to get into that.
Nah, I mean, but it's a couple dudes like that. That's kind of like The Weeknd.
Okay.
Party Next Door.
I just started thinking about Toronto
Division.
people that was right at the top.
Yeah, he got a couple dudes who been like who down with OVO and be like, okay,
and they just be in the laboratory together. But he's at the top.
Yeah,
But he should be still because he still got the energy for it.
Let me get the bangers. I could take the banger farther than you. If I get on your banger and put my name on it, it's gonna go. But if it's just you by yourself, it might bang, but it ain't gonna bang like I can make it bang.
Oh God, that's fucking hilarious.
And we not gonna put this on your album. That's what we gotta make sure. This going on my next album.
Low in the crew. That's case in point. Right. That's it. So, hey man, at the end of the day, I tried to listen to the whole hour-long joint with Nicki and Button. I think it was an hour long, man. By the time she get to fucking hollering and screaming and shit, and it's like, and then you could just hear the blood. In my mind, it's like it's like the best sarcasm ever coming from Rory and Maul and Joe, because they don't feed into her screaming. They just get more mellow.
Right.
And she just constantly screaming. She just sat there and she had accused Rory of saying that she can't speak up for herself. He never even said it. I said, that's going to be a tough position to be in. If to say some shit, it will not say some shit that somebody say you said. And you right there in front of him. You like, I never said that, but that's got to be fucking difficult. But anyway, we could get ready to wrap this up, man.
What's the use of arguing, going back and forth? You're not going to win that discussion.
It ain't even there to win it. Your best bet.
You can't win it. So just leave this 86 and then be like, all right.
Your best bet is damn near to just, let that undertone of sarcasm just ride, because that shit there is not going to die at all. That motherfucker's crazy, man. That motherfucker is crazy. She was on her podcast like, and if anybody, and my husband got something to say to y'all too, or whatever. I was like, damn, he just got out of jail. You already trying to put him in some shit. He fresh out, dog.
I know one thing. Wendy's brought back spicy nuggets, so I'm showing them
Hell
to go
yeah.
hit them shits.
I'm going after this.
Right, because I'm looking like, man, I told y'all my lunch tales from the day, so
Not a bad call.
yeah, spicy nuggets represent.
Scalpers Sports Report. Thank you so much for tuning in.
What happens when you get sleepy at night?
Check us out on YouTube. We gonna make sure we on the rest of these platforms
YouTube,
officially. I gotta double check it.
iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher,
All that.
YouTube. I think I said that.
it's a problem with the rest of them for some odd reason.
Nah,
you gotta check that out.
iTunes loads. I get the
All right,
I get it
bet
every week.
Yeah. All right. Well,
It always
definitely
shows
that.
me.
Appreciate it, man. On. Oh shit. Boy.
I just moving my body from side to side.
Oh.
My body from side to side.
Scalpers Sports Report. Happy hump day, everybody.